Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I'm Taffany and I want to welcome you to Tika's Gardens. Today I am going to be doing a little bit of transplanting. I'm going to be removing these Eugenia shrubs from my pots because I want to freshen up the pots now that we're here towards the end of summer and start to switch them up for fall. And also because I want to transplant them near the entry to the back garden walkway where I moved those formal pots in my previous video. I got a few suggestions on something that I could do there, so I will show you what I'm going to give a try. I'm going to take a look at it, see if I like it, but regardless of if it stays like this, the pots were going to be cleared out anyway for fall planting. But it was suggested to me to move the pots back towards the walkway and then plant a low-growing evergreen shrub in front, something that can be pruned and rounded, and then the pots standing tall over it can have as I wanted, as I said in my previous video, that I want to do floral arrangements in there, floral combos for the season. My husband thinks it looks nice with the faux evergreens in it and that I should just leave those there, but whatever the choice is, the back should be the pots and the front should be low-growing evergreen. So I was like, okay, let me give that a shot since that was a suggestion. So I'm using my Eugenias as the evergreens in the front for right now, and we're gonna see how it looks. I'll look at it for a few days and decide if I like it. But as I said, the pots were going to be emptied out to freshen up for fall anyway. The other thing I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to plant some more vinca along the front outer edge on this side where I am right now preparing the hole to put the Eugenia in. So I'm going to add more vinca so that it's balanced and it's just not the pretty pink vinca along the front on the other side of the walk there, so that it continues along the edge of the grass. So that is what I want to do for today. I'm also going to be pulling up weeds in this section here near the pot. So let's get all of this done, and then I will come back and we'll give you a close-up look at everything and see how we like it. Well, we have the Eugenia Shrubs transplanted from the pots to the ground, but now it's time to get the vincas put in, and this is the section that I'm going to be putting it in. I have cleared the weeds up from here, so we are going to plant vinca up to the rock. I will probably leave this space open and stick maybe a low growing ground, ground cover type plant there, the verbena, something like that. But my goal is to make that side match this side so that we don't just have vinca there and we have that very pretty pop of color and then nothing over here. So the vinca will go along the grass there, and whatever I have left I will put behind the bench here. The bench actually needs to be moved over. The lawnmower guys moved it so that they could get in this corner and they just didn't put it back. But that is my plan. We're gonna line this with vinca. And here are the vinca that I am going to be putting in. Again, these came from the clearance section. Some of them are a little yellow, but that's okay. We're gonna water them, let them kind of get settled in, and then I'll come back in a few days and fertilize. But let's get these in the ground. I think it is going to really look good to have color over here so that it will be more balanced, and it will give us something to look at from, this side of the yard. When you're, planting a garden, it's really hard to stick with the exact plan because there are things that are going to change. You're going to find out that, this part of the yard just doesn't seem like it can grow these kinds of plants. I have to change my plant types. I have to change even maybe the design structure. Maybe this part is too wet and I need to add gravel. Whatever the case may be, for me, I literally had no idea what direction I was going to go in with this garden. I just started with one thing, and that was making beds along the foundation of the house, and that sparked other ideas. And so I can't even point to a picture and say this was my inspiration picture for the yard as a whole, because I just kind of, one thing led to the other, one thing led to another, then to another, then to another. Wow, big old branch or root actually from the tree that used to be in the yard. I'm still digging up roots from that tree, but luckily it's starting to rot, so they're easier to pull up. But as I was saying, it's just one thing led to another, then to another. So this was a yard without a plan, but it turned out beautifully. But now that I have these areas, I can use inspiration photos and things to say, you know what, this is kind of like the area I have in this part of my yard. I would like to do that here. I would like to do that there. So it's just so much fun to now be able to look at pictures and come up with ideas and know the direction that the yard is going, because we pretty much have all of the main structures in now. So I'm loving it. And as you have followed me, you will see that I do a lot of shopping for clearance plants. So a lot of this yard has been planted with clearance plants. Some don't make it, but the majority have. And that has saved a lot of money and has allowed me to do a lot more this season that I would normally have been able to do if I had paid full price for plants. I know Proven Winners plants are very popular, and I have the Super Bean Pink Cashmere, but I don't have very many Proven Winners. I tried their bubblegum, petunia bubblegum. I think it's Super Petunias, but once it got hot, those petunias didn't do too good. So I haven't tried them since my first time trying them, and that was in the foundation bed that is near the back entry gate. I think next season I will add some more Proven Winners in the garden, especially if I can highlight those that are specifically for really hot, humid areas. But for now, this year, my goal was to get all the main structures done, get my raised beds and get everything in. And so clearance plants it is, and I will probably always be a clearance plant girl. But we are here in the last section. I had let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 plants left from my batch of vincas, so those 5 are going to go here, and this is the part of the walkway that faces our very back fence. That is where the very long border in the backyard goes along, where I have the bird bath and all of those things like that. So we're gonna get these last 5 in, and then we're gonna take a look at what everything looks like once it's all planted. My last step for this section, which won't be in this video, but I will need to get mulch down. So it is going to look so neat and clean and fresh once the mulch is put down. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's get these last ones in and take a look at the final product. So we're getting things watered in very well here. And instead of using my sprinkler system, I'm just watering by hand. And it looks so good, guys. Oh my goodness. And I moved the bench back into place, and these are gonna look so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm very pleased with the result. And it's also nice and refreshing to be able to see color from the grass section of the garden, and not just as I walk along the walkway. So those are the 5 there along the back part of the walkway. And here are, I don't know how many I put in here, but here's the collection that I put that is along this part that sits in front of the vegetable garden. And so we're going to come along to the walkway side and let you kind of look and see what you would see as you're walking along the walkway. But look at these vincas here. I have a trailing vinca and a couple of regular vinca. And these filled in so nicely here. They're very pretty. I think I'll do that again. And so we're coming along this side, and here it is from the walkway side. And I pulled weeds along this part as well. So everything is in. The Eugenia sitting in front of the pots. I think the idea was a good idea. Again, I'm going to take a look at it for a few days and see if I like it like that. But everything is so pretty. But guys, I am done for today. I want to thank you for joining me in the garden. Make sure you get out in your garden and do something fun today. I will see you in the next video. Bye!